What's good? It's your boy JayThat'sMe. All right, let's dive into Bound for Glory for October the 21st, 2023. Before we get into the main show, we have to discuss the inductees to the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame, Tenay and Don West, as well as Traci Brooks. But before we get into that, I want to let you guys know I am fighting a little cold. It's basically just the changing of the weather. So if my voice sounds a little bit hoarse or whatever, I apologize for that. I'm just going to be taking cough drops. I'm actually drinking right now some hot water mixed in with honey. So that should, clear everything up. And I'm also taking Dayquil and NyQuil. So that should help out. But, it happens. It's that time of year. Fall is that time of year where people get sick. And I'm glad I'm getting sick now versus it being like in January and I'm getting sick. So I'm glad that I'm getting better. I'll probably be like this for a few more days and then it should clear up and things should be back to normal. But I just want to let you guys know that. So I do apologize. Let's get into the Hall of Fame stuff, shall we? So, Tenay and Don West, as well as Traci Brooks, they were inducted into the Impact Hall of Fame, which was great. We got great video packages and everything else. We got speeches from Traci Brooks and Tenay. So, Traci Brooks is basically put over Gail Kim and all that. And all the people that she worked with and who helped her get into the business and how she met her husband. And she mentioned their son, Rebel, and everything else. He looks like he's 9 years old, but he's probably 12 or 13, but he looks like he's 8 or 9 years old. And he'll probably get into the business later on in life, probably. Maybe, I don't know. Moving on from that, Tenay, he had a really good one. He put over, Eric Bischoff, his time with Impact, how he loved everybody from the crew and everybody else that helped him out. He talked about Conan and meeting him and everything else and how he was just given a chance. So it was a really good 30 minutes. I definitely enjoyed it. I always enjoyed those types of speeches. So really good stuff. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. Chris Sabin versus Kenta, a.k.a. Hideo Itami, for the X Division Championship. Chris Sabin wins via the Hell Sabin. No, he wins via the Cradle Shock for the 1, 2, 3. Kenta sucks. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Kenta sucks. He sucks. Even when he was in WWE NXT as Hideo Itami, he sucked. Why? Because he was injury prone. Kenta just is not good. He's not good. He's washed up. Seriously, he is. He sucks. So Chris Sabin wins via the Cradle Shock. That's fine there. I'm trying to figure out where Leo Rush is. He's been gone for quite a bit. I don't know if he's injured or what, but we need to kind of get that rematch between him and Chris Sabin. Moving on, so we go into a match that didn't need to be on the show and that I'm tired of, and that is Monsters Ball. This was basically a fatal four-way involving Moose, PCO, Steve Maclin, and Rhino. Who cares? And they always do the tired old story. Oh, these guys have been locked away in, they've been locked away for 24 hours. No food, no water, no light, no nothing. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So, in the end, PCO gets the win. Towards the end of the match, Bully Ray comes out. He shoves Maclin through a table that had barbed wire on it. So, it's not really that all important. So, Rhino hit a gore on Moose, and then PCO did a PCO assault, taking out both Rhino and Moose. So, it's not really that important. I really don't care. I'm just tired of that. I'm tired of everyone involved, except for Steve Maclin. He's the freshest of the two, but everybody else can go. They need to be producers or whatever, or something like that. But it's just time for a change in Impact. talent-wise. Moving on. So, Mickie James, she was interviewed by Gia Miller. Mickie James said it was the first time she's ever faced Trinity. And Mickie James said that they would give it their all and the best woman would win. Next, a very good match, which was the Rascals, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz, versus ABC, which is Chris Bay and Ace Austin, for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. Very, very good match. Towards the end of the match, Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz tried to use the can of spray, but I believe it was Ace Austin who ducked, and Trey Miguel accidentally sprayed. No, Zachary Wentz actually accidentally sprayed Trey Miguel, and then it's allowed for ABC to get the win via the fold into the cutter for the 1-2-3. So that was cool there. Well, no, it was the Art of Finesse into the fold for 1-2-3. So they are the new Impact World Tag Team Champions, that being ABC, which is great. They're probably going to still continue the feud, probably through Hard to Kill, which is fine. And, you know, I'm digging it because I'm a fan of all four guys. I'm a fan of all of them, you know. These guys are the lifeblood of Impact. They are the heart and soul of the X Division, basically. So I'm glad. So having the Rascals lose is not much of a surprise. I figured they were going to switch the titles anyway because the story calls for it. And I'm loving to see where the feud is going to progress. So I'm down for that. You know, more of this. Again, I'm a big fan of all four guys. Moving on. Speedball Mike Bailey versus Will Osprey. Who really cares? It's just a spot fest match of no selling and just nonsense everywhere. Who cares? Will Osprey gets the win via the Stormbreaker. He also hit a Storm Driver 93 in the match as well, but Bailey kicked out of that. So it's not really that important. This was just a spot fest match. This was supposed to happen at Multiverse of Matches, the first one that they had this year, back in April during WrestleMania weekend, but it never happened. But this match was what you would think it was. It was just a spot fest. Nothing, you know, nothing more. The crowd was super into it, but me, I really wasn't. It's just not that intriguing to me. There was no story involved or anything like that or whatever. They faced 3 or 4 times before, so this isn't going to be any different, and it wasn't. So Will Osprey winning, that's fine there. Moving on from that, Josh Alexander and Alex Shelley were shown warming up backstage. Then let's lead us into the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, which I didn't care about at all. We basically had all your Impact low mid-card guys and girls in here, so it's not that important. Matt Cardona came down and get involved as well. He was into it. Crazy Steve eliminated a couple guys, and then Tommy Dreamer showed up to make the save for Johnny Swinger. And again, why is Tommy Dreamer on my television? Get him the fuck off my television, please. I would love it, Impact. I would love it. So it came down to Bully Ray and Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace wins via the Juggernaut Driver. So this is basically like a Money in the Bank, basically, for them. It's like a mixture of the Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank combined. So post-match, Jordan Grace gets on the mic and said that she's calling her shot for the Knockouts world title at Hard to Kill. So this was great. It does make sense. We got a couple of surprises in there, that being Matt Cardona, Juventud Guerrera, which was great. Sunny Kiss, nah, I don't need that in there at all, period. So there's that. Moving on. Trinity versus Mickie James for the Impact Knockouts Championship. This was a good match, but I wanted more from the two of them. I really did. I thought we were going to get more, but we didn't. This was actually cut short. So this went about basically like 12 minutes. So Trinity wins via the Starstruck. She's been winning that. I mean, she's been winning matches with that for quite some time now. I thought she would have come up with like a different finish, maybe like the rear view or whatever, something like that or whatever. But, I don't know what they're going to do with Mickie James going forward. I really don't. I would assume, this is just me looking from the outside, trying to look in. I would assume that she's probably going to go to WWE. I don't know if she's going to be in Impact too much longer. There's nothing else for her really to do. And I don't know why they didn't feud the two together. I understand that they're going to do Trinity and Jordynne Grace. That's fine there, but Mickie and Trinity have a little bit more meat on the bone, and we're not getting any more of that, which is kind of weird to me. I don't know, but I do see Mickie James probably leaving Impact. If not leaving, she's probably going to just be like a backstage producer and stuff like that. I don't know, but I would love to see Mickie back in WWE just one more time, especially since Nick Aldis is there. That's great, and just to have the two of them together on the road and be in the same company, that would be great. That'd be easier on them. So I don't know, but I was kind of wanting Trinity to win. I mean, I'm glad she won, but I was wanting her to win with like a different finish, maybe like a roll up, and then maybe have Jordynne Grace save her money her Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy thing for a while and not use it at Hard to Kill. Maybe just wait. But it didn't happen like that. So it is what it is. But it's fine there. Next, Gia Miller, she interviewed Moose. He said that things didn't go his way tonight. He said that he was always a winner as long as he held his title shot briefcase. Moose said that he was going after the world title at Hard to Kill. Who gives a damn? I really just don't care. And then the main event, Alex Shelley versus Josh Alexander for the Impact World Heavyweight Championship. Very decent match here. Towards the end, Alex Shelley hit the shell shock, and then he hit a super kick, and then he did another shell shock for the 1-2-3. So he defeated Josh Alexander clean, which was great. I love that. I'm glad that it happened like that, and it does make sense. Because I was saying in my prediction videos that they're going to have Josh Alexander win because he's basically Impact's golden boy. So I'm glad that Josh Alexander lost and that Alex Shelley basically retained. So he's no longer a transitional champion, and he's not going to be. I think them not turning Josh heel was a mistake, but I kind of see why they didn't do it, and it actually does make sense. So post-match, Josh Alexander offered his hand after the match, and both of them shook hands, and then Josh Alexander put the belt around the waist of Alex Shelley, and then he raised his hands in victory. So this was a really good match. Then, before the show went off the air, we got a strange video that aired after the show. After the sign. My bad. Let me start over. So after Josh Alexander and Alex Shelley celebrated together, we got a strange video that aired after Impact. After Bound for Glory went off the air. So we see a bunch of Impact wrestlers in a dark wooded area. The following are the Most Hated Machine Guns, Frankie Kazarian, Josh Alexander, Eddie Edwards, Jordynne Grace, Eric Young. Frankie Kazarian said that professional wrestling is bleeding and that it needed a change, and this is that change. Jordynne Grace said that they had to go back to where things started. Eddie said that they thought that book was closed, but let's replace it with a new story. Eric Young said that they were slept on the last time. Alex Shelley said that it was time for a new chapter. And then they opened up a box that said TNA with a bunch of clips that were shown from former TNA guys to the current roster. And then a graphic showed the TNA logo and said that we're back. And then another graphic showed the TNA logo at Hard to Kill in Las Vegas on January 13th at the Palms Hotel. So then they cut back to the arena, then chanted TNA, and then most of the wrestlers from the promo were in the ring, and then Scott D'Amore said that we're back, and then fans chanted TNA. So this is kind of weird to me. I don't know why they're going to go back to TNA. I really don't. It's fine. I mean, as long as we get the 6-sided ring back and we build things around the X Division. But, this is fine, but we really need new talent. And I think that's what Impact's going to probably end up doing. I do think that most of the releases that WWE just released will be signed with Impact outside of maybe Dolph Ziggler. But I'm pretty sure that probably Mandy Sachs and Lacey Evans and a couple other people who were released then, and Brooke probably will end up going to TNA. But them rebranding back to TNA is fine. I've always called it TNA Impact anyway. Even when they're just calling themselves Impact, I still call it TNA from time to time. So, I mean, it's fine. I'm glad that we're getting that, and it does make sense. But TNA does need some changes. Impact was not really that good of a brand. They never had their identity from when they had that, because they were always just trying to figure things out, and things would never stick. But I think this time they're going to take things serious. I do expect them to bring in a whole bunch of new, fresh talent, especially at Hard to Kill. So I'm looking to see a bunch of debuts from people. So I'm hoping that Mustafa Ali shows up and a couple other people. So I do think this was a smart move by Impact to revert back to TNA and get guys that you can, trust, bring them in and rebuild a new TNA, and just don't rely on nostalgia. That would be my biggest thing, is don't rely on nostalgia. Just push your new stars, bring a couple of those guys in, but get rid of the Eddie Edwards, the PCOs. Sami Callihan's already gone. Rich Swann, get rid of a lot of those guys and just focus on guys and girls that you can build the company around and make Impact, now TNA, a viable third option to people who can't get into WWE or AEW. And that's what Impact needs to really be. TNA needs to serve as that third promotion, as that third mainstay promotion. Like, if you can't get into the main two, you can at least get into the third promotion, the third biggest wrestling promotion. But all in all, Bound for Glory was okay for the most part. But what did you guys think? Like, comment below, and subscribe to more videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
To the